Captain Roger here again at your Steve Turner Ace, Arlington and Fernandina, and this will be another YouTube video. We're going to put this on YouTube, and this is our fourth video that will go on YouTube. And today we're going to talk specifically about the unfair rip and slash. Two sizes. You got a big one that's, was this the 90
and then the 70.
and the 70. Now, some key things about these lures. They got great hooks, reverse barb on both of them. The hooks are so good that I don't use any other trebles, even on when I use other baits. So let's just get that going on. But the trebles are strong, they hold, and they're super sharp. The other day I was with Suber in the boat, and I flung the lure and it went right in my leg, past the barb, and I grabbed it with a pair of pliers and took it right out. No string, nothing. With that reverse barb, you can grab the pliers and push in or pull out, and it relieves the pressure from the barb and get it right out of you. But they are pretty sharp. I mean, just barely got me in the leg, went straight in. Other things you'll notice about these lures is the rattles. All the unfair lures, with depending whether you get a greenie or a rip and slash, or what's that other one we like? That
Top dog.
Top dog, or any of them, they all have different rattles. If you grab a lure, they're all different, and that's key, because sometimes I like to switch off from a because the 70 in this have more of a one knocker, whereas a greenie has more of a salt shaker. The big rip and slash has really got a kind of a mix of a lot of, it's got like a one knocker with a lot of rattles in it, and it really calls them in. So you got to be aware of the rattles. Even though you're throwing a small bait, a greenie, or a rip and slash, they all have different rattles. Sometimes they may not want that greenie, and they'll want something like a one thumper. Now, when I'm really searching over a shallow flat, I really like, depending on what size I'm doing, in 2 foot or a little better, I like throwing this lure. And about 1 foot, probably the shallowest, about 6 inches to 1 foot, I'll throw this lure. And my retrieve, I throw it out as far as you can. These lures really throw far. It's a straight retrieve with a twitch, one twitch, and it will kind of veer off and just slow back and start reeling again. And reel and twitch, and it will kind of glide off either one side. I don't do a lot of, twitching. I just kind of hit it one time, get their attention, and it kind of looks, they see that profile come by, and they tend to hit it after the twitch. Great flash on these lures. So when you hammer it, not only you get the rattles, like I'll snap it, you'll get the rattles to call them in, but they'll also see that flash, especially this big one. This is a great surf lure. If you're out on the beach or somewhere like Fernandina, just casting off the beach when it's calm, this is a great lure to throw in the surf, because you can throw it a long ways. It's one of the few lures that I'll actually move up in a rod class. I'll actually throw a 7.5 foot rod with this lure, maybe with a 3,000 reel, because it casts so far and you really cover a lot of water. And this is a great search bait. The smaller one, I go back to my regular, 7 foot, 6 foot 6 inch, or 7 foot. But both rods, either with the big one or the smaller one, is a soft action rod, because that way it will hold those trebles in. It's a forgiving rod. I have some fiberglass rods, and I just believe in the forgiveness that the rod will give you. If the fish grabs it, that rod will bend, and it'll actually help hold those hooks in that fish's mouth when he's jerking his head. If you got a rod that's got a lot of real stiff, when it doesn't have any flex, so when that fish is shaking his head, it's actually tearing the hooks out of his mouth. So that's something for you guys to think about. Either you want to lose a lot of fish, you might hook them, or you'll miss them, or if you do hook one, then you're sweating it so bad because he's shaking the hook because you got that stiff rod. With me, I don't sweat things like that. My rod, I use the right rod for the right lure. And when that fish is really shaking, I know that my rod is acting like a shock absorber and keeping those hooks in that fish. Also helps on the hook set too. It just kind of automatically sets the hook for you. So that's a little bit about the Rip and Slash 90 and 70. Come and check these lures out. A lot of colors. See Glenn Shelton. He'll kind of throwing away. Always get you a chartreuse something or a pink, and maybe more of a natural mackerel or a black and silver like this one. Those are the two that I start off with. That's a speckled trout. That's also, and that's more of a natural color. Right here at Steve Turner Ace, Arlington and Fernandina. Have a great one, folks, and come see Glenn Shelton. Have a great one.